And we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Blue Talks virtual stage. And we are here on Flip Your Script Friday. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited for you guys to be here. My name is Ilyse Rothman. I'm an emotional freedom and intentional thought coach and trainer and the founder of Flip Your Script Coaching, where I help people recognize, rethink, and restory their lives one thought at a time. And I'm here with Tasia Valenza. Tasia.
Hi, it's another week we're doing this. We're getting a little bit more into it each time of how to bring the most value. So I am an Emmy-winning voiceover actor and a founder of Give Great Voice, which is behind me, which is my platform of how to teach confident verbal communication, utilizing the skills of a voiceover actor so you can play your professional and personal roles more successfully by using your most powerful communication tool, I consider your voice. So that's, and we come together because we really work well. You know, you flip your script, and of course, I love her metaphors, and then you use your voice and
it's game on. It's game on. It's all about rewriting and restoring our lives. If you don't like the story that you're stuck in, you can always recreate it intentionally. Are you there still, Tasia? Oh, I think she got stuck. Anyway, we're really excited today, Tasia. I'm intending that she comes back on live, but we have a special guest, Joe Altieri. I think I'm saying his last name right. And he is the founder of Wake Up to the Vibe, which is an incredible morning show. I'm going to bring Joe on and we can talk a little bit about how we met. Joe was a radio personality. He was a musician for over 30 years. He went through a bit of transition and now he is back on air, and he's on air in a very different way. He had to pivot.
I'm back.
Hey, she's back. And I'm going to bring Joe on right now. Perfect. Hey,
We're
Joe.
all here. We're all here. We're all here.
Oh, I made it back.
The band is back together.
Oh my goodness. God, it's been so
live
long.
television, live streaming.
Live streaming. We're back. We're reunited. I love it. Joe, I'm so excited to have you here. It's a little bit of a flip the script on this whole thing too, because you have your own show called Wake Up to the Vibe.
Yes, I do.
And I'm going to just have you introduce yourself to our audience and tell them a little bit about who you are, where you were, and like where you are now, aside from being on the Flip Your Script Friday.
Sure. Well, first, Ilyse and Tasia, thank you so much for having me. I like being in this chair. This is easy. You just show up.
Yeah.
This is nice.
And then people ask you questions because you're usually the one asking the questions.
That's right. This is nice.
Good.
So yes, so I own a broadcast called Wake Up to the Vibe, which is a morning show. We were 5 days a week, but now we're 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 a.m. And it's a feel-good, inspirational, motivational, entertaining type morning show. And I'm going to be honest with you, what brought me to live streaming with the morning show was COVID. Okay, you talk about pivoting, stuck in the house and you're saying, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I saw it as opportunity. I had the equipment, and as you mentioned, I've done radio back in upstate New York. And so as far as all the ins and outs, I already understood all of that. It was just a matter of connecting and getting the page up. And here we are. And now we're taking it to another level, and we're meeting great people like yourselves, right? This is so much fun.
Well, you know what I have to say? We're all New Yorkers. This is like a New York tribe right here.
Tasia's from New York as well?
New York, Manhattan. Yes. Born and raised.
Well,
Yes.
I'm
in
upstate.
NYC. You're upstate.
Yeah. Now I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina, and loving it. So,
I heard Raleigh is beautiful.
the friendliest people on earth. That's really what I have to say.
That's not quite New York's reputation.
You know what, though? I have to say, New Yorkers, we are super friendly. Maybe we're a little too much.
We're very direct. We're very direct friendly. We say it like it is. There's no buffer.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference in the personalities and the culture, but both. I mean, I wouldn't trade home for anything. I'm from upstate New York and absolutely love it. And I look forward to visiting, and my family's all there. So New York's a beautiful state. Raleigh, it's all good. Wherever you live, it's what you make out of it, right?
We are where we show up. I RV, and I'm always like, doesn't matter. My home is where I park it.
That's right. That's right.
You're really recreating your home every time. So it's a fascinating thing that you're on this journey.
I'm just trying to think. So last Friday I was in Florida, and now I'm in Maine. So yeah. Home is where you park it.
Home.
Yes.
I like that. That's a good slogan.
Tell us more. I want to know, because I still love this whole idea of the vibe. Where did you come up with that name, and what was your intention in creating this vibe? Because I love the feel good aspect, but again, I give great voice. People flip your script. I love the stories. Like, what got you to that, and where is it taking you in terms of your intention?
Yeah, that's a great question. So Wake Up to the Vibe was actually my radio show 10 years ago. And it was a local in Amsterdam, New York, local radio show. And I just, I thought of the whole vibe thing, wake up, get up in the morning, feel good. Even on the radio, my show has always been inspiration, motivation, and entertainment. I'm not into politics. I'm not into controversy. I'm not into local news. It's just not my gig. You can get that anywhere. Plenty of sources for all that. So I started, 10 years ago on the radio of bringing motivational speakers and fun people. I'm a musician, so I have a love for recording artists. So I have always brought on recording artists. So it's wake up. It's a vibe. You want to leave the show feeling good. Capture the vibe. So that's where it came from. And that's where we are today streaming. Now, the difference today is with radio, you're not interviewing people from Northern Ireland and Switzerland and England and Sudan. I interviewed a doctor a couple months ago that was in the Nuba Mountains in Sudan.
Wow.
That's the beauty of streaming. So it's a whole nother. Now Wake Up to the Vibe all over the world. It's pretty cool. It's good stuff.
That's incredible.
Wow. Yeah. So Joe, honestly, I didn't even know that was your radio show.
Yeah, that was the name of the radio show. And I owned the name. I owned the website. I was a subcontractor to the radio station. So there was no ownership. When I left, and I took the vibe with me. Literally took the vibe.
Now we got the vibe here with us on the Flip Your Script Friday.
That's right.
Which really is the same concept, Joe. It's like Flip Your Script Friday. Tasia and I have been talking about this. The whole concept of flipping your script is about taking these thought weeds that we have, pulling them out, because those are what hold us back. And what I like to call the mind seeds. The seeds of thought that we plant in our fertile mind really grow in our lives. So it's so exciting to have you on the show with this whole vibe and, reinventing yourself. So I guess I'm going to jump into a question. I know we had a list, and I'm more in.
Go with the flow. Go with
the flow. I read this whole 1, 2, you, me, Tasia's going to ask the question, and so am I. But
I want to say this though. I love Flip Your Script. Like Tasia, you mentioned that you Wake Up to the Vibe. I love that line, Flip Your Script.
Oh, it's a great.
It's a phenomenal title.
Yeah, because you have a script and you don't like it, so you flip it.
Flip it.
The negative and you turn it into the positive. It's an absolute. But I think, like anything, you have to explain a little bit because not everybody understands it quite as well as you do. So it's good to.
I don't know. Joe got it right away, and I'm like, I love you, man, because flip your script. What I love about Flip Your Script is if somebody's talking about what they don't want. I get a lot of that, especially when I'm coaching my clients. I get my clients and they're talking. I'm like, so how does it make you? So what do you want? And they tell me what they don't want. And I'm like, flip your script. I didn't ask you what you don't want. What do you want? And sometimes we're so stuck on getting rid of what we don't want. You need to just flip your script. Take what you don't want and turn it into what you do want. Because if you know what you don't want, you got to know what you do want.
Yes.
You actually know.
Yeah. You are your words. You are your words.
Yeah.
And your intention behind your words. That's where great voices is that, it's not just about the words. It's then what are you intending? Because I love you can mean I love you. And it can mean take out the garbage. Yeah. And it can mean I hate your guts.
Well, I learned that living in Raleigh, North Carolina, I learned that bless your heart has several meanings. There's bless your heart. And then there's bless your heart,
It's exactly right. It's like, one mean. Well, you tell us, what does one mean? Sometimes bless your heart is, oh, you poor thing.
Right.
And then, And then bless your heart is, oh, you're just adorable. But is there another one?
Well, I'm still trying to decide which one was meant for me with the person that kept saying it.
Depending on what they wanted.
You're doing the best you can.
That's exactly. I think that's exactly what it was.
Bless your heart, better luck.
Bless your heart.
That's very different than you'd hear in New York.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah, like what you thinking?
Yeah.
What are you thinking? Okay, so Joe, I have another question for you. So I know that you transitioned from radio to live stream, and there was some stuff that happened in between. It wasn't just I went from radio changed to Sirius and XFM, and then now all of a sudden COVID happened, and you're here on live stream. You had some other careers, right? You had some career changes, and then you're here live streaming. You can tell us a little bit about that, or how do you feel about live streaming compared to radio? Like, so,
all right. Yeah. So let me give you a quick summary. I was in morning radio back home. Okay. Mm-hmm. And it was a small local station. I think we had a radius, maybe 50 miles. Okay. And in some stations down in New York City, you're hitting Connecticut, New Jersey. In this case, we didn't leave our county. Okay. So the reach wasn't all that great. All right. The show was excellent. The people in town and the locals, it was just phenomenal, family and friends. But at that time, I've always been in sales and marketing. I was offered a position at a software company. It was a situation I couldn't refuse. Being a single dad, you have to do what you have to do. And I knew the day was going to come where my son was going to go off to college, and the local radio station was not going to pay for those bills or any other bills. It was more passion. And a friend of mine said to me, Joe, sometimes you have to put the profits before the passion. Sometimes, right? So I took the position at the software company. Fast forward, we're here in Raleigh, North Carolina. After I did my 7 years at the software company, I just got tired of that corporate environment and constantly meeting those sales requirements. And I was in a management position, and that kind of wore me down a little bit. And it was just time. The son graduated college. Other events in my life took place, and I'm not getting any younger. So if there was a time I was going to move and get away from old man winter, the time really, it was a year ago. So again, it was COVID that really pushed me to the live stream. I had been podcasting, without video. And I started to look into streaming, looking into Zoom and looking at StreamYard and all the different solutions that are out there, Sling Studio. And as I was doing my homework, I realized on how big and how fast streaming was growing. Like COVID blew it up. Facebook Watch, YouTube Live, Twitch, Instagram now goes to an hour show where it used to be 1 minute. I mean, there were so many things happening very, very fast. And when you look at TV networks, people who have TV shows, talk shows, morning shows, sports shows, whatever the case may be, they're really confined to corporate policy and FCC rules. Mm-hmm. The internet, it's like, have your own show, do your own thing, set your own rules. And I'm literally sitting there going, what's not to like about this? And I landed the interview with Dr. Katina in the Nuba Mountains in Sudan. Okay. Wow. One doctor, 1 million people, New York Times, top 100 people, top 100 influential people in the world. And we went to the same high school. Okay. Just to tell you how that interview happened. Wow. But that interview blew my mind when I had people in Amsterdam, New York, watching live on their TV sets, because Facebook Watch now is on your TV set. The doctor is in the Nuba Mountains in Sudan, and I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina, and it's all happening in real time. That blew my mind. That really, I remember finishing the interview and getting phone calls from friends and stuff and going, wow, this is powerful. Radio can't do that. TV can't do that because you don't have the interaction. You can't get in the chat room. You can't talk. You can't ask questions. So you
can't see their faces while you're, you feel like you're all together, and you're bringing people from around the world, and a very cost effective compared to try to do it on a television show as well, right?
Yeah, heck yeah, $20 a month.
Right. If you upgrade.
If you upgrade, it's free. Anybody can do this.
We need to upgrade. If we didn't want the Blue Talks branded logo,
That's right.
We could just be streaming for free right now, which is really interesting. interesting
Yes.
and exciting. With my coaching, I've been virtual anyway because I've been able to incorporate it in my lifestyle. So as long as I can see my clients' faces while I'm coaching, to me, in the comfort of your own home, and
Right.
it's a beautiful thing to be able to really reach the entire world. That's the possibilities
That's
are
amazing.
truly limitless when it comes
Yeah.
to that. The other thing too, and maybe you experience this as well, Joe, is, when you have so much opportunity with the potential reach, there's another piece that, a blessing and a curse that comes with it, because you're like, okay, well, how do I maximize that reach, right? Like, what's my next step? And there becomes a lot of competition in the arena. Like, there's so many shows,
Oh my gosh,
stages right now.
Yeah.
And
crazy.
That was one thing, to keep it to 30 minutes, because, that's enough. Let's just get a taste.
Yeah.
So I know it's not the question on the list, but what are you doing maybe that's a little bit differently? I know that you just had the Wish Fest and you're working with Make-A-Wish Foundation and stuff like that. And
Yes.
so how are you creating this platform to expand a little bit on, just that morning show?
Okay.
And how are you making, the Wish, I love it. How are you making an impact with it? What's your, desire to take it? Where do you want to take it?
Yeah. So both great questions. So, Wish Fest was started by a friend of mine, Ray Golick, and we started that at a park years ago. Ray came to me, and my band was going to play for free, and we are going to make some money to buy a kid a wish, to grant a child a wish. Yeah. And so Ray reaches out to me. He knows I'm doing Wake Up to the Vibe on the air, or I say on the air, but on the internet. And he says, "Hey, COVID, we can't do Wish Fest this year. I got 4 bands booked. What do I do? How do we do this?" And I said, "Let's go virtual. Let's give it a shot." It was our first time doing it. And it started out 4 bands real quick, interview, play their video. Great. Well, that turned into like 15 different guests, and it was a 3.5-hour telethon set this past Saturday night. And we raised $15,000. So
wow.
Yeah, super, super cool. Super cool. So that's where I wanted to just clarify where the Wish Fest came in. But, again, the power of streaming media, if you put some thought into it and you organize it, you can do some wonderful things. Now, why are we doing what we're doing? Because there's just too much negative stuff going on TV. I had my show this morning, and I'm telling people, turn your TVs off. Please, at least turn it off in the morning and at night. Turn it on in the middle of the day, but don't start your day with it, and don't end your day with it, because that data that you're taking in creates this negative energy, and it affects you more than you know, right?
It's the script.
That's right. Flip your script, flip your TV off, turn on the Flip Your Script show and Wake Up to the Vibe and take in some good information, right? And I say that kiddingly, but I'm serious, right?
No, it's actually not a joke. And people who know me, I'm always like, okay, flip the script. Your thoughts matter. I went to visit my mom, and, she's got her own opinions about things. And one of the opinions was like blaring in the living room. And I'm like, listen, I got to tell you something. What are you doing? Why does this show have center stage in your gorgeous, beautiful home on a mountain? And all you can do is tell me what you don't like about it. Like, flip your script,
flip
Mom.
your script, Mom.
What's going on?
Yeah, no, it's crazy. So, and Ilyse, you had asked me, what am I doing differently? So I'm working with a social media expert in the backgrounds who understands the whole back end of the marketing, the advertising, and the reach better than I do. And if I don't know something, I'm not afraid to say it, and I'll reach out to somebody who gets it, right? So he's working with me, and we're having a conversation, and we're talking about, TV networks, NBC, ABC, CBS, right? If you start watching at 6 a.m, by noon, you've watched 5 or 6 shows, right? Mm-hmm. So we started talking, hey, wouldn't that be cool? Like with the internet, with Wake Up to the Vibe, if you started watching at 7 a.m, and at 8 o'clock is a finance show, at 9 o'clock it's a health and wellness show,
or RV travel show,
or an RV travel show. So
or I 9 a.m.
That's right.
Real life destination.
Well, when you see opportunity and ground floor opportunity, I will say you jump all over it.
Yeah, I didn't mean to plug my new show coming up, but
absolutely. So I got super excited. The more I thought about it, a couple days went by, and I started thinking about it. So I said, you know what? Let me go put on Wake Up to the Vibes page and my personal page. Hey, who wants to have their own talk show? Do you have a passion? See, all it takes is passion, right? And you said me. And I have a friend of mine who said, hey, man, I always wanted to be a sports announcer. And I said, do you know anything about sports? He says, yes, I do. I says, come on, give it a shot. Well, that one post, I'm launching 6 new shows over the next few weeks. I'm trying to get them all at the same time, but it's very difficult. You know, one person's moving from New York to Florida. They're doing a show on parenting. Another person's doing a show on holistic healing. I love the concept of you come on at 7 o'clock in the morning, you got Wake Up to the Vibe, let's get you going. And then there's something that follows me, and there's something that follows that person. So if you could picture a TV network, I said to my sister this morning, she goes, what are you doing these days? You know, she's in New York. I said, I'm building a TV network. $20 a month. By the way, it only costs $20 a month. Did I say $20 a month? I mean, that's amazing.
It is amazing.
Because someone's going to hear it, and they're going to raise the rates just as.
Well, go ahead, Joe.
No, I was going to say, but I want everybody to do this. I want everybody to stream. But the truth is, if you own a retail shop, you're going to be streaming your products. If you own a restaurant, you're going to be streaming live from your restaurant. Streaming media and video is so powerful and so cost effective. It is the future. I guarantee it.
Absolutely. And I know you have some other projects in the works as well, but I'm serious, and I am going to plug this because I am really excited. I know we're working out the details.
Please do.
There will be an RV travel show because I love the whole flip your script concept, but there are so many RVers out there right now that are recognizing the value of social distancing and still being able to be mobile and have experience, and the value of having experiences over things. And there are families that full-time, there are homeschoolers, there are weekend warriors, there are solo travelers. So the industry is full, but there are not a lot of RV travel shows. And I know that because my fiance and I are always like going on Netflix or Hulu or somewhere to find a show. So I'm going to bring on guests that are in the RV world, from tip camps to RVers who have their own YouTube channels, and I will host the show, and I'll get to meet all these amazing people virtually or maybe on the road somewhere. So I'm excited that you have given me the opportunity and the platform with Wake Up to the Vibe, for sure.
My pleasure to have you. I'm super excited. I think it's a cool thing. When you talk about the RV traveling show, I think it's a reality show. I think it's made. Well, we're going to take you there. Somewhere. You're getting on the Wake Up to the Vibe train. We're going to get there. I got a 2-year window. This is, I've told everybody it's a 2-year plan. They go, well, what happens in 2 years? I don't know.
2 years is good. I got attention span for 2 years.
Yeah, right. I don't know what's going to happen. I know we'll have 6 shows and they'll be successful on the internet, and we'll all have an audience. That's, and if you follow that pure joy and that passion, who knows? Who knows? Maybe somebody will buy us out. Who knows? Maybe Starbucks will write us a big fat check and be the sponsor of every show.
Or Campers Inn or Camping World.
There you go.
Show, right? Believe me, I'm already on there.
I'm sure you are.
She's so good. She's like, I follow her, I mean, I have my platform, but she always blows me away. Well, she just goes. She's fearless, and she's just like, we're gonna do it. And I'm like, okay, I'll just come along. I'm on her ride. She said, you want to be a co-host with me? I was like, sure.
I love it.
Because it's just, I love her passion, and I'm just so happy. But I love learning about what you're doing too. I think it's so important. I think so many of the audience members, like, their light bulbs are going off right now. Like, I could do that. It's always, especially if you're not a technophile like me. I'm a perfect example. Like, I'm the artist who loves to share and teach this stuff, but the technology is what I feel thwarted by sometimes. And when you can frame it and kind of simplify it, it feels much less intimidating.
And once you do it once, you get the high. Your dopamine kicks in, and you go, "Wow, I just did that." It's only 3 clicks. It's nothing to be afraid of, right? I mean, unless you're doing Wish Fest and you have 15 guests and 4 bands, and there are 6,000 people watching, and the money's going up, and I'm like, and then your computer freezes, and I'm like, all right, then you get nervous. But overall, there's nothing to be afraid of.
Nobody really knows what happens behind the scenes.
So what's an example? So say I was somebody like me, or somebody out there and said, you know what? I have this passion. I've been wanting to do this. I've been afraid. I was going to do a webinar. I was going to do a podcast, but I want to teach, and I want to do it on streaming. What would be the 3 steps, or how would they start that process so they could go about trying to create their own? Let's say they don't have a you with an existing platform. How would you go about doing it?
That's a great question. And Ilyse, you had mentioned it earlier. We don't have to go down the road and get into this, but I'm putting a book together called How to Videocast. Okay. And each chapter will have a video, it's a training video. So you just asked me what chapter 1 was. Chapter 1 is open up your laptop computer, your phone, or your iPad, set it in front of you at eye level, and hit the go live button on Facebook and just go and start talking. And get your friends involved and get your family involved. That's step number 1. I have somebody right now, they want to buy all this equipment. I said, whoa, slow down. I'm going to guide you through the equipment. I'm going to save you hundreds on equipment. But please just go live on your laptop and your phone or your iPad. Just do Facebook. Don't worry about YouTube and Apple and Google Play and Spotify. Don't worry about all that stuff right now. I will take you there. But go live. Get over the fear. Facebook's so easy. The go live button's right on your wall. Just hit it.
And it doesn't matter. Just do it. And it doesn't have to be perfect.
Forget about perfection. Progress is what we want. Perfection, that's a myth. There's nothing perfect. Nothing is perfect.
Perfectly imperfect is how I like to call it.
Yeah.
Perfectly imperfect.
And
So
the
don't
word
lie.
is overrated anyway.
It's an overrated word. I don't even like it in my vocabulary because I'm so far from it in everything I do.
No, we already are perfect. That's the whole point. Perfect is an illusion, right? It's like a mindset. It's
That's
like
right.
the only reason we're not perfect is because we say we're not. I could walk around and be, I'm perfect, I'm perfect, I'm perfect. And I am.
Excuse me. I sneezed. Thank God we were socially distant.
That's so funny. That's so funny. I'm perfect. I'm perfect. I'm perfect. I'm perfect.
Yes, I bet, right? We talk about that all the time. Tasia, we'll get to, I want to mention the Haven thing as well, because I want to leave, again, our audience with a little nugget. Joe, if there was, so Mind Seed, Nugget, if there was one thing that you can leave our audience with today, and even the replayers with today, that they could plant in their life, I call it, because our mind's fertile. Let's just, say that right off the starting gate. It's like fertile soil, and soil doesn't really care what you plant in it, to be honest with you. But when you plant something and you give it what it needs, it's going to grow. So if you think of our minds as fertile soil, right, for thoughts, what thought seed or mind seed would you have our audience plant, like going into the weekend, going into the week, that they could sort of like start to focus on, as opposed to, what's not working?
I like that. And I like the mind seed thing because it just brings a biblical thought to my mind of the mustard seed. Okay.
Yes.
The mustard seed is one of the smallest seeds there is. And you can drop a mustard seed on the side of a dirt road and it can take root. And it's just amazing. So with that one mind seed, find out what you absolutely love. I love streaming. I love connecting. I interviewed a guy in Northern Ireland. He was playing guitar. I love that. I'm high all day from it. Find out what your pure joy is and incorporate that into your life on a regular basis. Make it a priority to practice and engage with your pure joy. It does not have to make you an income. It does not have to feed the family. This is about you. Take the time, incorporate so many people sacrifice their pure joy because their spouse isn't engaged and doesn't like if your pure joy is photography, get a camera and get up early in the morning and go take some pictures.
Or use your phone.
Use your phone, but find your pure joy and exercise it every day. That's what comes to mind for me.
That's beautiful. And
Follow your bliss. Follow your bliss.
So, Joe, where can we find you? Where can people reach out to you? I know Wake Up to the Vibe. They can join the Vibe Tribe, right?
Well, this weekend I will be in the exact location where I met you, Ilyse. I'm going back to the ocean tomorrow because that's my where I get my mind seeds when I walk up and down that ocean.
Carolina Beach, North Carolina is where we met on the beach.
Yeah, you'll have to tell Tasia that story. It's a funny story.
I would love to hear it.
But yes, Wake Up to the Vibe. It's on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, it's Spotify, Apple, Google. Just type in Wake Up to the Vibe and it's there.
And your show right now is Monday, Wednesday, Friday?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 a.m. And I might be adding another day. I went from 5 to 3. I might be going to 4.
Sounds great.
Depends on a situation that I'm talking with somebody, and if they agree, we might add a Thursday show in there. We're not sure. I like 3 days a week.
So do I. 3 is a really good number. I can do things in 3s. Give me 3 steps. Give me 3 thoughts. Give me 3.
Give me
in 3, comedies in 3. 3 is good.
Give me 3 steps toward the door, right?
Exactly. Well, Joe, it's been really, really great having you on. Glad to hang out with you.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Love your passion.
Thank you so much.
Exactly. And Tasia, you're actually going to be on his show.
Yes, we're going to talk about that.
Yes.
I can share my passion to give great voice and what it means, so people can tap into their abilities to confidently and compassionately and considerately communicate.
I love it.
By thinking like a voiceover actor in their own lives. I'm sure it's like right along the lines of what you love, which is, to help people and to turn them on to their power.
We're going to have some fun, Tasia.
And I'll see you on the 22nd, right?
And I was just going to, you just took the words right out of my mouth. And I will see you on Wake Up to the Vibe on the 22nd. This is beautiful. We have Flip Your Script, great voice, and Wake Up to the Vibe. This is a very dangerous meeting, right?
I think it's a trifecta for success.
Beautiful, seriously.
The New Yorkers are exploding.
It's a New York vibe, really.
Right.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. I'm going to let you go. I know you're a busy guy.
You got it.
And we'll chat.
Have a great day, ladies. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye. Oops.
Wow.
Isn't he awesome?
He's fantastic.
I love his vibe.
Incredible vibe, incredible energy, and his passion for opening up this opportunity for that anybody, you're no longer bound by corporate environment where you have to go through the normal channels of how am I going to do it. You just have that initiative and this technology, and you really can share your passion on a global scale. Mm-hmm. It's tremendous.
I love it. I mean, listen, if the opportunities are open, who knows what we can do together? We can help people give great voice, tap into their, giving great voice, tap into the root of their rethinking, right? Just tap into a life that they really, really love. And maybe we could do it live on air. We could tap.
I would love it.
How fun is that?
So fun. But what a great opportunity to here we are doing that. But it's very intimidating. If you how are they doing it? And just the fact that he kind of took it and said, the first thing to do is to practice. What a great initiative. Because even I feel sometimes I do an Instagram live and I'm like, it's live. And one of the reasons I'm so enjoying this is that I'm literally with you doing it. And so I'm getting my feet wet. And I think it's for everything fear. If we could just take that one piece, that the act of doing it and doing it imperfectly, it will build that confidence, and there's no way to build that kind of confidence unless you actually do it. You can't think your way into. So you can plant the seed, but then you have to take action.
Well, planting the seed actually inspires the action, I believe. But somebody said to me, so fear, and I'm not sure I'm quoting it exactly, but fear is actually having a challenge with the unknown. So really what fear is having a sort of a relationship with the unknown that isn't comfortable, right? And so when we can redefine our relationship with the unknown, the fear goes away, because that's the only thing we're afraid of, something that is unknown.
Right.
So when we can start to have a relationship with the unknown and go, whoever it is that you believe in, whatever it is that you believe in, right? Belief also, and faith also, is something that doesn't exist. You're taking a leap of faith, right? You take a leap of fear and you can take a leap of faith. So it's unknown. So finding a better relationship, making peace with the unknown. That's it. It was making peace with the unknown alleviates the fear. Yeah. And so speaking of that, would you share your Haven meditation app? I think that would be a great something for people to take into their week. You have a meditation app, right?
Yes, it's a completely free meditation app, guided meditation app, and I call it it's called Haven, Haven, and I call it a be kind to your mind, because of course nobody knows that they're planting the seeds is in our mind. So it's broken down into 9 different masteries, different subjects on confidence, leadership, depression support. And it's in this vein of calm and headspace, but I co-founded and co-wrote it with the idea that in that nice, relaxed, guided meditation, which I'm speaking and soothing you through, you then affirm yourself. And the more you repeat, again, these affirmations in a more open, relaxed way, the more you can reframe and rewire and restore your mind. And then you can have that inner confidence to take out into the world with you. So it's just a tool to help support those positive thoughts that we want to reprogram with. And then it's like going to the gym every day. If you listen to it every day and you say it, especially you say it out loud, you're going to have so much of a better sense of yourself, that inner confidence, and you can bring that out into the world and then give great voice to others.
And so that's an app, so they can find it at the App Store, right?
Yes, and they can also even get it on YouTube, Haven. So if you want to watch the video and meditate at home, or it's at Haven, it's on both platforms. I think there's an issue with an upgrade on Samsung right now, so we're working that out. But it's completely free, and I would love people to utilize it as a tool of self-love.
Perfect. And that in conjunction with, and it's not something I've really mentioned before, but I'm going to mention it now, is that I have a free guide, and it's called Flip Your Script. And it's all about using mind seeds to grow a rich, abundant life you love. And that's actually a free download at ElyseRothman.com, which is
awesome.
So it's ElyseRothman.com, and I'll put that in the comments. And that's a free download. It's a free guide. And that guide is an introduction to how to flip your script. What does it mean to flip your script? How do you recognize the thought weeds in your own life? And those are the negative thinking, right? And where does it come from? Usually it comes from childhood and from way back when. And it's really like in our hard drive. I call that in our subconscious hard drive. And we have all these old files that really you'd get benefit from weeding or deleting.
Or I like saying upgrading your software. You need a software update.
Well, you can't really upgrade if you don't have the room. So I feel like when we operate on it, when we're running on an old operating system, which is the child, I'm not enough. This is never going to work. I suck, right? Why did I do this? I'm so stupid. I was just working with one of my clients yesterday, and she was actually in physical pain. And the physical pain was, and I said, if you knew what it was coming from, she went to the doctor, she went to chiropractor, acupuncture, MRIs and x-rays, and there was nothing with her hip. And I kind of know what the body's trying to say. And she said, you know what it is? I said, what is it? She goes, I think. I said, well, it's, I'm not enough. I'm not worthy, and I'm not enough. And so we worked through that. So if you say I'm not enough, your body's not going to move with grace and ease. We expect our bodies to move and to like work perfectly and optimally. But when we don't treat them right, this is the motherboard that runs, our whole vehicle here. And when we actually aren't kind and we're not doing our part, body's like, really? I'm not going to make up for, what you're not giving me.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah. Flip Your Script free guide at ElyseRothman.com. And that's great in conjunction with your Haven app.
Absolutely. Together, it's you flip your script, and you use the app to plant those beautiful seeds through the verbal affirmations. Mm-hmm. And then you go out into the world and you have so much more bandwidth to love and be loved, because you're starting with yourself.
Absolutely. So I'm going to leave everybody today with one of my favorite mind seeds, and that is anything is possible when you believe it is.
Beautiful. Anything is possible when you believe it is. Right? Say it with conviction. Anything is possible when you believe it is.
Okay, do it again. Give us some great voice.
All right, ready? We'll do it together.
Okay.
Anything is possible. Wait, should we get it?
Believe it is.
Yes. Okay, good.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Anything is possible when you believe it is.
We'll have to work on that together.
We both have the intention. Words are powerful, but only when you have intention and conviction behind them. That's why people say, do affirmations really work? Not if you just say the words.
But if you don't believe it. See, that's where the whole mind seed comes in. If you don't believe what you're saying, the back of your mind's like, yeah, right, lady.
But if you can help yourself believe in it by, saying it with conviction and saying it powerfully, and kind of like, convincing yourself with intention. And then, the more you do it, you fake it till Amy Cuddy's famous for saying, fake it till you make it, fake it till you become it.
I like it. Fake it till you believe it. Fake it till you believe it.
Yes. Fake it till you believe it. I love it.
You believe it. Okay. So we will be back next Friday, right?
Yeah. I'll be here.
Same time, same
place.
Same Blue Talks virtual stage. So we're not gonna share our guest yet. Usually on Wednesdays we share our upcoming guest. And once again, anything is possible when what?
You believe it.
Have a great weekend, guys. Thank you, Tasia. I love you. Mwah.
I love you too, Ilyse. This is a joy to be with you, and hopefully we are planting some beautiful seeds for people to take with them.
Yes, I intend we are.
Okay.
Have a great weekend, girl.
Bye.
Bye.